In what many are describing as one of modern South Africa's most explosive political moments, the widow of the late Nathi Mthethwa stepped into the national limelight yesterday with a statement that sent shockwaves through the country's political establishment. Grieving but with resolve, she accused two of South Africa's most powerful men, Julius Malema and President Cyril Ramaphosa, of either direct or indirect involvement in the tragic circumstances surrounding her husband's untimely death. The atmosphere inside Parliament was palpably tense and emotionally charged as lawmakers gathered to pay homage to Mthethwa, a man widely respected for his years of dedicated public service. The proceedings that were supposed to be a somber tribute soon turned into drama when Mthethwa's widow rose from her seat, with tears streaming down her face, and spoke to the nation. "This is not just my grief," she said in a voice trembling but sharp. "This is a call for truth. My husband Nathi Mthethwa did not die in isolation. Those who were meant to protect him, those who claimed to lead with integrity, failed him. Julius Malema, you knew. And President Ramaphosa, you allowed it to happen." Her words were delivered with chilling precision. Lawmakers stood aghast. According to witnesses, the chamber was electrified with tension, some MPs leaning in, with others looking away, unsure of whether to intervene or remain silent. Social media exploded almost instantly, with hashtags demanding accountability trending nationwide. According to the widow, her husband had confided in close friends days before his death, expressing fear over threats he'd received and concerns that political rivalries had turned dangerously personal. He trusted his colleagues, his leaders, and the system itself, but instead of protection, he was left exposed. He reached out for help, and it was ignored. This is not coincidence. This is negligence at the highest level, she said, her voice cracking yet steady. She also directly named Malema, the firebrand EFF leader, accusing him of knowing about threats against Mthethwa and doing nothing, or worse, ignoring warnings for political gain. "You knew what was coming, Julius, and you did nothing. How many more lives must be put at risk for ambition?" she demanded, her voice echoing across the chamber. Her charges against President Ramaphosa were no less serious. She said he was briefed about grave security concerns involving Mthethwa but never intervened to save him from this danger. "Mr. President, you are the highest authority in this land, yet you did nothing to protect him. My husband deserved better. The people in this country deserved better," she said firmly. Now analysts predict massive political fallout, with independent investigations called for increasingly. Even within the ruling ANC, some factions are reportedly concerned about what could come next. Legal experts say her testimony, detailed, composed, and emotionally powerful, could result in formal inquiries, court actions, or even criminal probes into the circumstances of Mthethwa's death. Supporters of Malema have labeled her words as grief-driven and politically motivated, but observers say her account was strikingly detailed and delivered with unusual strength under enormous emotional strain. "This is no vague accusation," one political commentator said. "She is challenging two of the nation's most powerful leaders at once. That is unprecedented." Public reaction has been overwhelming. The media aired her speech in full, while social platforms filled with outrage, questions, and speculation. Ordinary citizens were in a state of shock and were asking questions many had feared to ask: who knew what, and when? Could this have been prevented? And who will be held accountable? Her statement was not only an expression of grief but a bold demand for justice. "I speak not just for myself, but for every South African who believes in truth, fairness, and accountability," she concluded. "My husband's life was stolen, and those responsible must answer. No one, not even those in the highest positions of power, is above the truth." The world watches as South Africa absorbs stunning accusations, but one thing becomes increasingly obvious: the death of Nathi Mthethwa has become more than a personal tragedy. It has been the spark for a national reckoning, laying bare the deep political fractures and questioning leadership integrity as Julius Malema and President Cyril Ramaphosa have been thrown directly into the public spotlight. In the coming weeks, this country will follow closely as investigations unfold, hearings begin, and the pursuit of truth intensifies. Whether justice will be served or whether political maneuvering will bury her claims remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, her voice has already changed the national conversation, and the country is listening.